Hey everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it's time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 203. Now I'm really glad to be here today because I didn't know if I was going to get in to do this. Mr. SMS Michael has had pneumonia for 3 weeks. And he's been going back and forth to the doctor, and it hasn't been getting any better. So they finally admitted him into the hospital and got him some IV meds, the IV antibiotics, which seems to be doing much better. But, you know, when they admit you, you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But thankfully, 24 hours with that IV, and he's been doing so much better. I don't know what's going around this year, but it's been rough. Everybody's been getting so sick, and it's been like lingering. We've had it through SMS. I think it went through the entire warehouse, and some of them are still coughing. So I'm glad to be here today, and I'm glad that Michael, Mr. SMS, is doing so much better. He goes back in 5 days to see if this new round of antibiotics that they gave him worked. And I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Because I don't know. I love you dearly, Michael, but boys don't do sick well. He generally doesn't watch my YouTubes, which is a good thing. But boys, that's why God had us girls have the babies and things like that, because boys generally don't do pain or sick very well at all. He just looks so sad, but he's doing better. Anyway, I'm glad to be here, and hopefully you're glad to be here too. I've got a great YouTube for you today. I am so excited. I have product from DoCrafts that we have months sooner than we did last year. I've got some stuff from KaiserCraft that I want to show you. I've got Craft Consortium that's got beautiful bling and a few techniques. This YouTube, it's kind of a repeat of one I did last year, but I've added a few things to it. That way, if you saw it last year, it's not, I've got something new to show you. And it really is about using the right tools for the right project. And so I'm going to work with some pigment-based inks today. Not memento, not dye-based, not chalk-based, so not C and not D of the CDPs of ink. So I'm not going to be using chalk, and I'm not going to be using dye, C and D. I'm going to be using P for pigment. And I want to show you how we used it to make things look just fabulous. And I have it in from KaiserCraft because they've got a beautiful pigment ink that is very reasonable in price. There's not a bajillion colors. Okay, bajillion's not a word, but it works for me. And it does the trick. So I've got Winter Chicken Dinner to talk about, and that's from last week's YouTube when we did the Hampton Art Flash Sale. Holy smokes, artichokes. Buy one, get 7 free, and then you got the free ribbon too. Hampton Arts, literally on Monday, I called Hampton Arts to tell them how sales were going because they do the bundling for us. Thank you. Thank you, Hampton Arts. Thank you. We just don't have the manpower to bundle. So they're doing the bundling for us, and they have already started to bundle all of your 8 stamp sets and your ribbon together. So when it ships here, we don't have to take time to bundle it. It's ready to ship out. So I gave them a call on Monday and gave them updated numbers, and then I gave them a call on Thursday and gave them updated numbers. So they're busy getting everything bundled for you so that when it finally arrives here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, all we have to do is ship it on out. And that's a big endeavor. And really, I have to thank all the manufacturers who have helped bundle their product for us, because we used to do it all the time. We still do a lot of our own bundling. But it really does make a difference when a manufacturer's, they have the manpower to get it done so much faster than we do. They just have the capacity to just boom, 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 and it's done. So again, to Hampton Arts, a big thank you. And I hope all of you took advantage of that wonderful sale because it was amazing. Now we do have Winter Chicken Dinner from that sale. And these 2 peeps are going to win that full bundle. So if you ordered one, well, happy day. You have a Christmas present for somebody, or a holiday present, or a birthday present, or a whatever present, a just because present. Aren't those the best when they're just because, no reason at all? Oh, all right. So I have 2 Winter Chicken Dinners, and these 2 people watched the YouTube, went onto our YouTube channel, made sure they subscribe to us. You have to click that red button that says subscribe, and then you can post a comment. And they posted a comment. I approved it. And lo and behold, our winner chicken dinner random picker picked these two great peeps. Now, if you are Gabriella Rollins, I so know this name. I know both of these names, actually. It's probably because we've been together for so long. Gabriella Rollins, congratulations, my dear. You're a winner chicken dinner at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and you have won that amazing bundle of stamps and ribbon that was like $124 for $12.99. But you're not alone. Faye Thompson, you too are a winner chicken dinner. Congratulations. And I know that both of you will put these sets to good use, whether you keep them for yourself, you divvy them up and share them with friends, you donate them to a great cause. I know that you'll do great things with these two free sets. So congratulations, you both won that Hampton Art stamp bundle, the buy one, get 7 free, and all the ribbon. How do you claim your prize? It's easy. Just go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com, look for the winner chicken dinner link, click it, follow the directions, and then just as soon as possible, we'll get your prizes on off to you. Now, if you're a local peep, because we do have local peeps win, really, if you're a local peep, you still have to send your email. You have to claim your prize via email, but then we'll send you an email back saying, come on in. It's ready for you to pick up. All right? Okay, so I've got a wonderful, fun YouTube for you today. For people who have never seen this before, I think you're going to go, oh! And for those of you who have seen some of this before, we have it early enough this year that you're going to be able to make your holiday items with these. And that was the big thing last year. I got asked after this YouTube, please ask DoCrafts to do this sooner, please. Because last year, I want to say it was October or November. And they did. DoCrafts got us the product in May so that you can have it and have all your projects done for your holidays. And they only did it for us. Dan, the DoCraft man, we love you. I whined a lot to get this done, but I also took him to dinner and I smiled. And he was able to get our 2018 calendar tabs done for us now, where they're not available anywhere else for quite some time. We have them, and we have them now. And again, wait till you see the price and everything that's on them. So I'm going to tilt down and I'm going to get started for today. And I'm going to say it's good to see everybody. All right, I'm going to tilt on down and we're going to get started. Down we go. Oh, my camera. There we go. Down we go. Okay, and I'm going to... Oh, wrong one. I always do it I really am doing the wrong one. I have to learn. T is for like wide. I don't know why I just can't grasp that, but I can't. Okay, so downstairs we have our free make and take going on, and this is what we're doing downstairs. How cute is this? It is your yearly calendar. This is what we got in from DoCrafts so much earlier. It is for 2018. Yes, it is. Ready to go. And this time we're going to be coloring it a little differently than we did last. And I have new and different shapes from KaiserCraft, and I've got fabulous bling from Craft Consortium. So I want to show you how we did this. And I had said earlier, it's all about the right tools for the right project, right? So that's, I think, what we're going to start with, is the right tools for the right project. Look at how cute is that? It just hangs. It even has the holes in it. See? Already has the holes in it. Why? Because this is actually a mini album, an MDF mini album from KaiserCraft that you're supposed to ribbon together to accordion fold, but we're not using them that way. We're using them to make our cute little calendars because it is so cost effective. If you are doing a project for church, if you're doing it for a senior center, if you're doing it for school, if you've got a bunch of scrappy friends who get together once a month, this is an awesome project that is so completely affordable for everybody. This is an everybody project. So let's start at the beginning. I'm going to put that over there. What we end up starting with is their MDF boards, and they've got several different sizes and several different styles. Last year we only had 2 sizes. This year, Holy smokes, artichokes. And we've got actually more than this. We've got other sizes on top of this. So we've got these MDF boards. So they're hard. They're hard. They don't bend, they don't flex. They're very substantial. You don't have to worry that they're going to fall apart. And how these are packaged is usually 4 to 5 boards per style. So here, this is what it's supposed to make, this hangy thing. And you've got, gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boards in there. And so we're gonna break them up and use them individually. And that's really where the savings comes in. Because when you're talking about getting 4 boards for $5.99 and then 30% off, that's 4 calendars that you can make. And so we're trying to find a nice economical way for you to do handmade gifts for people that you need to do something for, but you're not exactly sure what, or you're on a budget and you want to give them something that's made from the heart. This is a great gift. So we've got several different board styles this year for you. And I think I'm going to start with the decorative edge, the label-y type. You can see it already has 2 holes at the top. And when I said that I want to talk about the right tools for the right project, that's where the inks come in. In fact, I think I'll just grab, do I have 2 of these? I do. I'm going to grab one of these over here, and I'm going to save this one. So I've got KaiserCraft inks. These are KaiserCraft inks. These are Memento. We use them both. You know what? I think I'm going to see if I can go down just a little further. Will it go? Yes, I think. Okay, so we've got KaiserCraft inks, and they're in these cute little cubes. They come packaged just like this. They're $1.99, and then we're taking 30% off. This is a pigment-based ink. Now remember, I talked about the CDPs of ink. If you know your ABCs, you can figure out what ink goes for what kind of project. And normally, we use Memento ink for almost everything we do here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, because Memento ink is just a all-purpose dye-based wonderful ink that allows you to use Copic markers with it. It stamps beautifully, it has re-inkers, it has pen or markers to go with it, it comes in full size, it comes in little dewdrop sizes. But for this project, Memento ink is not going to be our friend. You can't use it. It just doesn't look really pretty. And you're saying, but why doesn't it look really pretty? Well, this time on this YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in some of my board. I just want you to see what the Memento ink looks like on the board. So there's a purple. There's kind of a red. There's kind of a brown. It's not all that great. I don't think any of you are going, oh, Stacey, that's fabulous. Because it's not fabulous. It's just okay. Because it's a dye-based ink. And when it sits on top of the MDF, it's absorbing in and it's not giving a beautiful all-over coverage. We need a pigment-based ink to do this. We need an ink that's going to sit on the top for a little while and then slowly absorb in so that the color is gorgeous. Now, I really liked the KaiserCraft colors because they almost have a chalk-like feel to them. Am I going to take the other one? Yeah, let's just take the other one so I can do them side by side. That way you can get a better understanding. So I'm just going to do, there's my pink. I bet you can see the difference already. It has beautiful all over coverage that you can't get with that Memento, and it sits on top and doesn't absorb all in at once, so you've got almost like you've painted. Even the light purple. So let's take a look at the two. Which one you like better? See, I like this one better. And for $1.99 per ink pad, this looks so much better than that. It has a beautiful finished look, and look at how soft those colors are and how complete the coverage is. So all inks are not created equal, and you do have to use the right ink for the right job. So today we're going to be playing with the KaiserCraft ink. Now some of you may be asking, well, how come you're not using the Dewdrop Brilliance inks by the same company who makes Memento? You absolutely can use those inks, but the majority of those inks are metallic, and they run about $2.99, I think, for the little dewdrop size. They're metallic. I wanted this to be a craft that every budget should be able to afford. So I thought the $1.99 inks, they last forever. They are just loaded up with ink. I thought this was a better option. Now, if you want to do a metallic, you absolutely can use your Brilliance inks from Imagine Crafts or Sukaniko. It's the same company. It'll give you a metallic look. They're just a little more expensive than this, and we're using super fun paper today. So I really liked how happy these colors were and how soft. They were bright, but not too bright. They had a soft finish to them, and they worked just perfectly, as opposed to our typical Memento inks. Now you can absolutely try whatever ink you want to try at home. All I can tell you is that you may just, even if you just want to pick up one or two of these, that's probably a good idea, because if you get all this home and you can't do it because the inks you have does this and you wanted that, for the price, it's nice to have a couple of these handy, just so that when you get it, you can actually start and have it look fab. So I'm going to put these over there, and I am going to bring back my larger kind of label-y square. Pretty, isn't it? Now we have got a piece of paper here that's going to fit right on top. Piece of paper there that's going to fit right on top. And I'm going to kind of judge where I'm going to put that paper down. You could, if you wanted, take a little pencil and trace it. I'm going to kind of eyeball where I'm going to put my paper down. So I'm just going to go slightly on the inside. There we go. And once I've got that one down, I can kind of gauge the rest, because I'm just going to do a square. And let's get another piece. Now I'm using Stacey tape. This is simply defined adhesive. It's a double-sided adhesive, which means that it's sticky on both sides. It's obviously something that you can tear, because I'm not using scissors with it. And you may be wondering why I'm putting it down first. Well, let me get it there, and then I will tell you. I think for all intents and purposes, that's gonna work. Just tear it off. So it's a very, very strong adhesive tape. It will hold glitter and glass beads and fabric and metal and chipboard. But the reason I'm putting it down first is because I am going to be using a pigment ink. And if I ink all over my board, I then will have to wait for it to dry before I could put my tape down, because my tape, while that ink is still wet, won't adhere. If I were to ink all of this up and then do my next step, because I want to get my stuff going and I put my tape down and that ink is still wet, the tape's just going to peel right back up. It's got nothing to adhere to. It's got to be dry. But if I put my tape down first and then I come through with my ink pad, it doesn't matter if I get it on top, because I'm going to peel that liner right off Look at how easy it is to paint this, to edge this. Look at how easy it is to edge that. And in a hop, skip, and a jump, I'm done. Look at how cute and easy. I'm gonna grab my baby wipes because I've got them kind of handy. We just use basic baby wipes. I'm working on my non-stick, non-slip craft mat. Now somebody had said Ken Oliver has a craft mat out, and Ken does, he absolutely does. His is a little different than mine. Mine's kind of a hybrid of the Ranger craft mat and the Ken Oliver craft mat. I kind of married the two. So Ken's craft mat is silicone on the top and the bottom. So when you were, if you were to like run your fingers on top of it, your fingers would kind of go ooh, 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 because it's silicone on the top. Where the Ranger craft mat is like this. It's non-stick and it's easy to move around and easy to clean up. But the Ranger craft mat doesn't have the silicone on the bottom. But Ken's has the silicone on the bottom because his is silicone top and bottom. I wanted to take the best of both worlds and marry them. And that's how this craft mat came to be. So they're all great mats, and whichever one you have, if it works for you, that's awesome. Mine just happens to be one that doesn't move. It's completely non-slip, non-skid, and heat resistant. So I have got my pretty little wood already covered. Do you want to cover the back? Did you want to do that in a different color? You can paint it in the same color if you want. It's up to you. You can leave it plain. It is entirely up to you. I see I missed a spot. It's entirely up to you. But you can see why I put my tape down first, because now when I peel that off, there's not going to be any ink around it, keeping it from not holding our square down. Here's my square. My square is going to be able to be stuck down right away, because once I pull my liners off, and tweezers, once I pull my liners off, it's stuck straight down to the wood, so we don't have to worry that there's any ink underneath there. And now I've got a clean slate to put my pretty paper down. Clean slate to put my pretty paper down. And bam. And I don't have to worry that my tape isn't going to hold it because it's sitting on top of wet ink. Now this is a fast drying pigment ink, but it is a pigment ink. It will take it a little bit of time to dry. Does that mean you can't continue on with the project, that you have to wait? No, move on. It's all good. And because this is easy to hold and easy to use, if you miss a spot, just go in. If you wanted to edge the sides, edge the sides. It's a foam top. You can just get right in there and edge your sides. And like I said, if you wanted to color the back, you could absolutely color the back if you wanted to have it finished. Not a problem. Okay, so I've gotten that far. Now, I want to talk to you about the calendars. So the calendars we have, they come in a pack of 10. Here's the pack of 10. I know, you're like, really? There's 10 in there? Why, yes, there is. So, January, all the way through December. There's one. There's another one. They're all in here, ready to go. All you have to do is, if they're still stuck together at the top, you just take a little bit of a blade and you just go right across and separate them. So you want to get January to December, which is what I've got here, January, and there's another January, and I just want to pull it apart or take a little bit of a blade, and there's 2 sets. So here's 3 sets, and here's 4 sets, and here's 5. Well, there's probably 2 more in there, but you get 10 full sets of calendars for $1.50, and that's a rock star price, because that's going to allow you to make your little calendar gift here. But we're not done. This is too much space to just leave empty. We want to add something to it. So I thought about using some bling. This bling is by Craft Consortium, and they have really nice bling. It's pretty and it's reasonable, it's affordable. The clear come in 3 different sizes. So small, medium, and large. I'm trying to keep the glare off. And then they have your basic pearls. So they've got a couple sizes of pearls and the hearts. But we don't want to leave the bling just blah. We want to add to it. So let me grab this one and open it up. Everybody needs a little bit of bling, even if you're not a blingy person. Bling is a great thing to have when you just need a few little touches. But maybe I don't want to leave mine clear. On this sample, we left the bling clear. But maybe I want to color my bling. Color your bling? Yes, if you've got clear bling or pearls, you can color them to whatever makes your heart happy. If you have a Sharpie marker, a Bic marker, a Copic pen, Spectrum Noir alcohol markers, anything that is an alcohol permanent based ink, you can then color your bling. Now I know lots of you know this, but I bet for a few of you, you're going, you've got to be kidding me. No, really, it's that awesome. Because how many times do you need just a few pink something, or a few purple something, or even a few coppery or brown colored bling or pearls, and you don't want to go out and spend $3.99 for a whole pack when really all you needed was 3 or 4. Take your marker and you literally color right over the top of them. Now I've got hot pink bling. What if I want blue bling? Okay. Grab a blue. And you can color 1, you can color 2, you can color 4, you can color the whole line. Because you're the one making the decision, you can color what you need, and only color what you need so you're not wasting anything. That way you're not buying a whole pack of blue bling when all you really needed was 4. But remember, I said you can use Sharpie markers, because a Sharpie marker is a permanent marker. And when you're thinking about bling, remember they're glass or they're plastic, and that's a non-porous material. So a dye-based ink isn't ever going to dry, nor is a chalk or a pigment-based ink. It's never going to dry on top of it. You need something that is permanent. So when you think about coloring something that's plastic or metal or glass, the ink you have to use has to be permanent. So here's my Sharpie. Now I've got red bling. Okay, so some people in the bling business are not going to be overly thrilled with me, but that's okay. What color bling do you need, and how much of it do you need? Take your markers. If you don't have Copic, don't go out and buy Copic. Don't. Holy smokes, artichokes. Go to Sam's Club, go to Walmart, go to Costco, buy yourself the pack of Bic or Sharpie markers. They sell a pack in a whole bunch of colors, and it's like $13, $15 for maybe 15 or 16 colors. And you'll probably have every color you could ever want or need. So now we've colored our bling to match what we're going to be doing. And so I am going to go ahead and I'm going to make a mat. I'm going to make a white mat to start with. And I am going to freehand. I can already hear some of you say freehand. Yes, I'm not going to use a trimmer. I'm just going to freehand this. And I'm going to guess that I'm going to be somewhere right around there. So I'm just cutting a piece of white paper. This happens to be Simply Defined 100-pound. All right, so yes, you may use a trimmer or a die if you want to cut using your dies to get a rectangle. I'm just freehanding to show you that it can be done. It can be done. Now I'm going to take the pink and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to lay my white mat on top of my pink. I'm going to figure out what kind of mat size I want. And I'm going to freehand that one too. I mean, that looks pretty good. This is how Yvette does everything. She doesn't measure anything. All the samples she made for this YouTube, she didn't measure a thing. Her little measuring is, yeah, that looks about good. And then she takes her thumb and she puts a little notch in it, and that's where she cuts. Okay. So this is what I've got so far. Let's tape it on down. I'm just going to use my Stacey tape. I'm going to put a piece on the back. Now you may end up putting it all the way around the side. I'm just going to start just with a little bit on the back just to get it down. Center it where it makes my heart happy. Looks good to me. And then I'm going to take the month of December, which is right there, and I'm going to put my Stacey tape on the back of my month of December. Now these don't have to hang. You could absolutely put them on an easel. You could get some cute little magnets. You know, they have the magnets at Staples where it's a sticker on one side so it will stick down and then a magnet. And you could make these for the refrigerator. Do you have a preschool group or a kindergarten group that needs to make something cute and easy? I really do believe that kindergartners could, if all the things were cut for them, I think that they could probably get this done. Have a mom at each table. I'm going to center that and put that right on down. And you may be asking, well, why did you use a white mat around it? Well, I mean, because it does look cute. It's cute. But I colored my bling. I didn't use plain old white clear bling. I colored my bling the hot pink color, which means I can now take it. And the Craft Consortium, it doesn't come in a line. These are all individual blings. So I'm going to peel it back and I am going to start making a row of bling. And because I was able to color it, the bling is what's going to tie everything in together. And it's not big bling and it's not in your face glitter. It's just a little nice added touch. And now that you know you can color it to whatever color makes your heart happy, I'm using fussy tweezers. These are our Simply Refined fussy tweezers. They retail for $2.99. And I can just move my bling into place and then tap it down and I'm good to continue. So it's an awesome way to use paper where you have lots of scraps. How many of us have lots of scraps? And I can just continue all the way across. And now I've got that cute bling going on. And I could use the bigger bling if I had wanted, but that's gonna help tie everything together. That bling is gonna add just a little bit of something, something. And then I add my ribbon and I'm done. But remember, I said pearls could also be done. Absolutely, pearls can also be done. Let's grab a little bit larger pearl. So you find the sizing that you like of your pearls and your bling. You buy them in the ivory or the white or the clear for your rhinestones, and then you color them to whatever makes your heart happy. It doesn't take them long to dry because it's an alcohol-based marker and it is permanent. And again, the pearls from Craft Consortium are also separate. They're individual pieces. So you don't have to worry about having to cut a line to break them up. It's part of their wedding collection. I just think it should be just part of their plain old collection. So now I've got pearls ready to go. And if I had wanted to, instead of doing my bling, I wonder if I can almost use these with my hands because they're big enough. I could have lined up my pearls, or I could put my pearls, forget about there. I could put my pearls in my corners. There we go. Put a couple pearls in my corner so I have my bling on my white. I have a couple pearls in my corners. They are sticky. And they don't leave their little glue dots behind. These are nice bling, and the price is right. They're also 30% off. So I could have my bling going across my top. I could have pearls in all four corners, all colored to exactly what I want. Because I'm doing the coloring, I have the marker to make it happen. Easy, huh? Achievable, doable. Everybody can do this. But what if you make an oops? What if you want to blend some colors? Let's see. Let's take the heart. And the heart, I'm going to edge in my teal. I'm just going to edge it in my teal. Now, I should have put down, well, I still can. I can put down, I don't know if I'll actually put a piece of paper in the middle of it, but let me put down some of my Stacey tape just to be sure. I'll just put a piece here and a piece, just in case I do decide to actually cut something and put something in the middle. I don't want to get my ink all over it. So edge, 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 edge. And what if I wanted to blend some color? You can. So that's where I'm at. You know what, I'm going to come right up to that line just in case I decide to add. That way I've covered every bit. It doesn't matter if I go over the tape because I'm going to peel that liner off. Now, let's take my pink that I was using earlier. And I'm just adding that pink right on top of the blue. And I am making a pinky purple. You can do that with this ink. You can, and then all you have to do is take this and push it out, and then you're all back to normal again. Color's back to normal again. But I wanted to blend the color a little bit, add a little dimension to it, because now if I take do I have one that's close? Now I can take my paper and put my calendar. I could put a little white mat if that's what I wanted. Not big enough. Let's just grab this mat back. Oh, this one's now a little bit too big. Let's cut it on down. Mat, calendar, and now I've got dual color. But let's say you really don't like it. Oh, no, shouldn't have done that. Now it's too late. Well, it's not. You can either turn it around to the other side and cover this up with something else, or you can give this a minute to dry. You can give this a minute to dry. And once it's dry, do I have one that's dry? I do. Once it's dry, this one's all dry, you can come back in and you can edge over the top of it and cover up that color and fix. You just have to give it some time for that ink to dry, and then you can come back in and fix it. So you colored it because you thought it was what you were gonna love, 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 but then you didn't love, love, love it. You didn't even like it. Trust me, it's happened. Have you ever painted a room? I don't know how they expect you to buy paint from a paint chip this big, or carpet from your house, or from a carpet swatch this, I mean, they're tiny, right? So how are you supposed to be sure that you're gonna love, love, love it on something that's such a permanent commitment? Well, thankfully, this is a pigment-based ink. And you don't have to make that permanent commitment if you decided, oh, I really didn't want the pink after all. I can just come right back in here and cover and go right over the top. Easy to do, especially if you're only doing the edges. So like I said, oh, I was not crazy about that. Did not like this as much as I thought I would. I could come back in and recover the top. You have options. You're not committed. You can change midway through. It's okay. And if you see a little bit of the pink coming through, first you also got to remember, where are you going to put your paper? So you're going to only really need to ink or edge the outsides. The rest nobody's ever going to see, so there's no real point in covering all of it. If it's still pink here and you're going to put your paper on top, is anybody ever going to really know that there's pink underneath there if you were to leave this pink in the center? No, you just needed to cover the outside edges and you would be fine. But maybe you like it 50-50. The point is, with the KaiserCraft pigment at the $1.99, you can play. The wood is very forgiving. The MDF is very, very forgiving. It will let you do what it is you want to do. If I wanted to add more pink so that it's not so purpley, I would wait till it dries, and I would come back in, and now my pink is even a brighter pink. It's not as purple as it was. You can do this. And at the price that they've kept everything from Craft Consortium, KaiserCraft, and DoCrafts, you really can't go wrong. So then I could, ooh. Oh, how cute is that? I wonder if I can cut this down. Cute. Get a little bit shorter. Oh, cute, but I like it off the edges. So let's just take those little liners off. And remember, because I put my tape down first, I don't have to worry that the ink is dry. It's not dry because there's no ink underneath my tape. So my paper is going to adhere very nicely. Cute. Gosh, and then I could take, and let's grab one of the months. And let's just trim that out. See, is it too big? Yep, too big. Let's trim it a little bit smaller. And all I'm doing is lining it in my corner there and then trimming the sides. Let's make it a little bit smaller and a little bit smaller. Oh, perfect. Cute. Upside down, but cute. Let's turn it around. And a little bit of tape. 1, 2, 3. So you can see why using the right ink and the right tools for the job can make all the difference in the world. Because you would never be able to do this type of a coverage with a memento-based, dye-based ink. Cute. And I think I'm going to have this one come down just a little bit low. So I left a little room at the top. Why? Because I have heart clear, I have the heart pearls. I have the heart pearls. So now I can take those and just line those. I'm not even going to color them. I'm just going to line them right up across the top because I'm working with a heart-shaped MDF board. And remember, because the boards were meant to be little mini albums, you're going to get 4 to 5 pieces per album that you buy. So if you're getting 4 hearts and you buy 2 sets of the hearts and 1 set of the calendar tabs, you can make 8 of these with just 2 kits of the heart. How many does it say you get? Oh, you get 5 of the hearts. Ha-ha. So if you buy 2 hearts and 1 set, just 1 package of calendar tabs, because these have 10, and 2 of these would give you 10, you could make 10 of these. Now the hearts, I want to say, are $4.99 or $5.99, and then 30% off. And then the calendar tabs are $1.50. So we're talking under $10 to make 10 of these. And then if you get the bling again, we're selling it at 30% off. It's on a bundle deal. Add a little ribbon right through the top. Add a little ribbon right through the top and you're good to go. Or add the magnet to the back. Now, the way the girls did it, they did theirs at an angle. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this up because it is on Stacey tape. Ooh. Oh, I'm pulling it all up. Okay, okay. So the girls, they held theirs at an angle like this and then put their calendar on it. So the calendar, when it dangled, was straight. Super cute. I'll show you. It's over there. I'm going to put mine back together again. But I wanted you to see how quick, how simple, how easy using clear rhinestones that you can color or beautiful pearls that can be colored if I really wanted to. Sure, why not? Go through. I could color my pearls. And now I have pink hearts. Do you have to use a Copic marker? Absolutely not. You can use a Sharpie or a Bic marker. In fact, I wouldn't use a Copic marker, frankly. I mean, if you've got them, great, especially if you don't use them. But I would just go get an inexpensive set of Sharpies. And oh my gosh, have you been to Staples where they have that whole big section of Sharpie markers and they're all in individual colors and they've got like 100, 200 colors now of Sharpie markers? That just makes my heart happy because I'm a marker type of girl. I'm a colored pencil type of girl and I just love how they look when they're all lined up so pretty. So now I've got pink hearts. It's whatever makes your heart happy. And because you're not wasting all the rest of them and you're not spending money on a whole bunch of them where all you needed was just a few, now I can save these for something else in another color that I might need later on. But the pigment ink makes the difference. Let's just tape that down, why not? The pigment ink is what makes the difference. And the calendar tabs are out months before they were last year. And they only did it for Scrapbooking Made Simple. They gave them to us and we have them. They'll come out to other retailers a little bit later on this year. So if you're not an online shopper or an in-store shopper with us, you will find them in your local retailer and a little bit later on this year in your mom and pop shop. So if you want to wait, you can hold on and wait for them. But we have them now for 2018 at $1.50 for 10 sets. Add your seam binding, a little seam binding. We have Simply Defined seam binding in a million colors, and you are good to go. Let's see. The one I did, how many does it come with? KaiserCraft. Does it say? I don't know if this one says how many it comes with. I can't tell. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one, you get 4. So if you bought 2 packs of this size, which is right here, and a pack of calendar tabs, you could make 8 complete projects and then use your scraps to fill in. Couple inks and you're good to go. Really awesome and a really wonderful gift. The small open square, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 on the small open square. Yep, the calendar tabs fit on this one too. We have the mini book. So we've got many more shapes this year than we did last year. We inked this time and showed you how to cover it so that all you have to do is make squares. That's all you have to do is cut squares. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to be able to cut along the edges and file it down and have it perfect because you've colored it with that KaiserCraft pigment-based ink. And if you have pigment-based ink, certainly give it a try. Absolutely. See if it works for you. I just know for the $1.99 less 30%, you can't go wrong. And all of the colors are beautiful and they have that very, very soft finish. So super easy and fun, right? And in plenty of time for making gifts for people and holiday gifts. There's with the seam binding. So I have lots of samples to show you. Remember, Sharpie markers, Bic markers, those are your friends. I have lots of samples to show you. So here we've just done really small with just a little bit of an accent. This is the size we did last year. Just a little bit of an accent with some cute little buttons. This is great for a guy. And if you didn't want to hang it, you could put it on an easel, or you could put the magnets on the back. Then we have it in red. Now the bling on this was leftover bling from something else. We just had this one little weird piece left. And so she just cut it up and used it. Use all that stuff that you have sitting in those drawers where it's a scrap of this or a scrap of that or just a little bit of this. It's too big to throw away, but not big enough to really use. That's where all of that wonderful extra scrap stuff comes in. How cute. Then we have the size, the bigger square. I think it's a 5-inch square, where we've left the bling very plain. We didn't color it at all. And that's the green. That's this green. It's what we colored it with. We did the edges so everything looked finished. Here is the blue that I was playing with. That's that blue right there. It's got the matching seam binding that we sell, the Simply Defined seam binding. I need to find my lid from my blue. Here's a light blue. There's the light blue KaiserCraft ink. Again, matching seam binding. And we sell the 5 yards of seam binding for $2.50. So seam binding. Then we have a smaller square done with the dark green. Just put a couple roses down at the bottom of it, a few little bling at the top and the seam binding. Then we move into the hearts. How pretty is that? Claire did this one. And again, I would add a magnet to the back of it. She covered up the hole. She just pretended that hole wasn't there. And she did the whole thing in paper. I would put this on an easel, or I would put a magnet behind it and put it right on the refrigerator. She fussy cut out the little butterflies. This is so Claire. Used a little doily. Gorgeous, right? And then we have the one I said. They hung it so that when it hangs, the heart is off to the side, but the calendar is straight on. Isn't that so cute? Again, little doily. We took a doily, cut it in half. We used the bling and colored it in a very light champagne color. We've got the Simply Defined seam binding ribbon. We've got some blooms from KaiserCraft. And when you hang it, the calendar hangs straight, but the heart is on a tilt. Really just darling. Then we have the larger rectangle. And we use some resin flowers. Those are also from Craft Consortium. And the seam binding and just some pretty paper. And this was done with the light pink. Do I have it? This was done with the light pink KaiserCraft ink to cover it up. Again, we did the edges and some seam binding to hold it. Really pretty. What a lovely gift to give somebody. This is an awesome gift. And you made it. And best of all, you could afford to make it. You're giving something from the heart because you took the time to personalize it for somebody, because you're going to pick out the colors of papers that they love best. You're going to pick out the things that make them happy. You're going to know whether you're going to bling it or use bows because you know them. And because you can afford to do this, the real effort is in what you put into it, the thought that you put behind it. And that's what they're going to appreciate most when you give them something like this, is that you personalized it just for them. Maybe you've got somebody into baseball. My husband's from the Bay Area up in Northern California, and he's San Francisco Giants. Maybe you do one for a guy and you add some giant, a Giants logo and do it in orange and black. You can do this for everybody. Everybody needs a little calendar, whether it be on their desk or on their refrigerator. It's a lovely gift. Then we have the big ones that we did, which was the same size that I was playing with. Now mine, very plain. Yvette's, oh, isn't it lovely? She's got the little eyelet here and the buttons and the bows and the bling. And again, this was all done with the KaiserCraft color, the KaiserCraft MDF board, and the DoCrafts calendar tabs for 2018. And yep, it's got the seam binding. Who wouldn't love to get that? And then we have this one. Oh, so pretty. I want this one. I think I'm going to keep this one for me. Where she's added just the little blossoms. Just the little blossoms and some leftover bling. Go through your stash, go through that drawer and see what's sitting in there where you've got 3 or 4 buttons left over and 2 or 3 little flowers left over and a cup, not a whole lot of ribbon. You've got less than a foot of a ribbon. This is the place to use it all up. And then last but not least, we've got the teal. This is Yvette's favorite. She just loved this color. She did. She loved this color. And a few little paper flowers that were left over. So, we've got the calendar tabs for you this week. We've got the Craft Consortium, their bling for you this week that you can color, and you don't have to keep it plain. You can make it what you want without spending a fortune because you make it your own. We've got the Christmas calendar tabs from DoCrafts in early. We've got the inks from KaiserCraft, and I think that you'll find that once you start making these, am I going to be able to tilt my camera back up? Ooh, there we go. Ooh, that's big. Okay, let's scroll back. Oh, that's big. Scroll back. Okay, so I think once you start making these, you're going to start thinking about the people you're making them for. And all of a sudden, it's going to take on a whole new world because you're going to be thinking about what they enjoy, what they like. And then you're going to search through your stash and you're going to find things that will allow you to customize it just for them. And that's what gift giving is all about. It's not about what I like. It's about what you like. And if I can make something that I can afford to hand make for you, and it's in your style or your feel or your color or your team, what a wonderful opportunity to give somebody a great gift that is going to make them smile all year long because they're going to keep it for all of 2018. Yeah, I have a friend, Kim, she says, she looks at this is going to be a good one. She'll look at the YouTubes before I do them and she'll go, yep, this is going to be a good one. Well, I think this is a good one because it's all about giving back to wonderful people who are in your life and making great gifts that you can afford to do. All right, so where are you going to find all of this wonderful product? You're going to find it at scrapbookingmadesimple.com under the YouTube Yummy category. YouTube Yummies are only for 1 week. Once the next YouTube comes around, this sale is over. We'll continue to carry the product, but it just won't be at that amazing 30% off. So I want to give a big shout out. I want to give a big shout out to DoCrafts and Dan, the DoCraft man, for getting us our calendar tabs so much earlier this year. God bless your pea-picking heart, and thank you for letting me whine and kind of stick out my lip a little bit. And and getting them to us so we can get them to our customers, because that was the big thing last year. Can you get them to us sooner this year? Yep, we sure did. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com. I'm Stacey. I will see you next week for our next Saturday with Stacey YouTube. Bye, everybody.